So this is a message for anybody in the information sharing business. If you're a speaker, a consultant, if you are a professional service provider, we share content, we share wisdom. Sometimes we share with our clients, sometimes we share it from the platform. For those of you who know me, I am David Averin. I speak on customer experience and marketing. I speak across the country, I speak around the world, but this is a message specifically for you. It's a Sunday morning here in my office because it's quiet and I'm wearing my smart glasses here. Actually, I don't need them right now. And I want to talk to you about sort of an interesting dynamic that we all experience. And that is we are consistently bombarded with people who want to pick our brain. It's the nature of those of us who share wisdom for a living. There's people who just say, "Can I buy you lunch and pick your brain?" Or "Do you got 10 minutes? Can I pick your brain?" And the reality is, we don't work for lunch. Now, there's a certain measure of what we do, a measure of mentoring. We have to, I don't know that we have to, but we choose to share and to help others. What's that great line that says, for those of us who have had a measure of success, it's important to send the elevator back down. So we do it, but it can become overwhelming. And in our office, it became overwhelming. We've had a great measure of success in my speaking business. We book a lot of speeches. I'm across the country and I'm around the world. My assistant, Tiffany, here in the office is great at converting paid speaking gigs. My job as the trained monkey is to get out there and deliver, whether I'm speaking or consulting or for the books that I've written as well. Some of you may know me. I wrote the book, It's Not Who You Know, It's Who Knows You. My brand new book, Why Customers Leave and How to Win Them Back, just named by Forbes as one of the 7 business books that entrepreneurs need to read, but I'm not pitching the book. I'm talking about those of us who share information. And is there an opportunity to get paid for the information itself? And so what I do as a professional speaker is I speak and I get paid for that. I speak at conventions and conferences as well. But we were being bombarded by other speakers and aspiring speakers who wanted to pick my brain or pick Tiffany's brain, and it becomes a time sucker. I even had one gentleman send me an email and he says, if I send my assistant to Denver where we live, and could she shadow Tiffany for a week? And I'm like, no, we're running a business here. So we try to figure out how do we do the right thing and satisfy that demand, but also run a successful business. So Tiffany and I decided that we would just shut everything else down. And once a year, we're going to shut down the office and teach everybody what we do and how we do it. So we created the Speaking Business Retreat. And we don't talk about keynotes, writing keynotes or crafting the words. We don't talk about gestures. We don't talk about storytelling. It's just the business side of the speaking business, because here's the reality in the speaking business. Speaking is not a business. Getting the gig is the business. Speaking is just the deliverable. The business is getting the gig. There's no shortage of people who have something to say. The real challenge, of course, is to convince meeting planners that we are the right choice for their audience for that particular event, no matter where that is. And so we teach for 2 days, once a year. We teach how to find contacts and turn them into leads, and leads into prospects, and prospects into paid speaking gigs. How do you affect each part of that continuum? How do we negotiate the best deal? How do we show me as probably the best choice in a sea of good choices, and my competitors are good at what they do? But there's so many people who believe the lie that says if you have passion, if you have a story, if you've overcome some major obstacle, you can make a living as a speaker. It's just not true. And most of those people were encouraged to become a speaker by somebody who's not a speaker, who doesn't understand the business behind this. And I'm not saying that passion and wanting to inspire and all that stuff is unimportant. It's just, that's not why somebody hires you. That's why you want to do it. They hire you to solve their problems. And those who can connect their message, their passion, their lesson with a problem some organization is willing to pay to solve, then they've got the magic. And so we teach all that. We don't automate anything. It's high touch, highly personal, interpersonal in terms of our pitch. And so we teach that. And it's called Speaking. And if you go online, it's at www.speakingbusinessretreat.com. And coming up later on this month, here in August, we're actually 2 weeks in a row, 2 days each. You can choose either one. We only have 12 seats. And when they're full, and we're not going to do it again for another year. But if you want to learn more about it, look it up at speakingbusinessretreat.com. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take you, I'm going to show you here in my office, show you the conference room where we do it. That's where Tiffany sits there. Here's the map of all the places that I've spoken all over the world. But here's the conference room. We have 12 seats. And when they're full, they're full. It's very personal. We feed you for 2 days, which is even better. And we teach everything. We give you a binder. Here's all the forms. Here's the templates. Here's how we do time management. Here's our CRM system, our customer relationship management. Here's how we track everything as well. And the reality is most people will make up their investment in the first 10 minutes of the first gig on stage. We just had our big annual conference for the National Speakers Association here in Denver, and person after person came up to us, of the couple hundred people who've been through our sessions, and said, thank you. Thank you for what you've taught me. I had one gentleman, he had not done one paid speaking gig, and we've had Hall of Fame speakers come through this as well. And he says, my goal was that in the first year that I booked 6 figures, and he did it in 4 months. And he's gonna record us a new testimonial. He gave me a big hug and said, thank you. And I said, thank you. Because the reality is I think there's enough work. There's enough work for everybody. The problem is people say, listen, I took a boot camp on this. Excuse me. I learned this, I learned storytelling, and I can't get the phone to ring. I'm like, pick up the phone, and we're gonna teach you how to do it. Matter of fact, we don't really do cold calling, but we do a lot of cold emailing, and we're gonna teach you all of it. It's not for everybody, but for those who are serious, who wanna make money speaking, we have 12 seats, and we have 2 sessions in August. We're not gonna do it again for a year. You can bring an assistant for like half price. So go to www.speakingbusinessretreat.com. We would love to see you. We would love to help you. And we would love to count you as one of the success stories that we have. Lots of information on the site, as well as dozens and dozens of testimonials as well. We don't do huge events. We don't sell the rah-rah. This is business. This is about supporting your family, because once again, speaking is not a business. Getting the gig is the business. You can learn more about me at davidavern.com. Once again, this one, speakingbusinessretreat.com.